absolutely true and axiomatic as far as globalists and shadow government ghouls and those prevaricators and provocateurs and those who want basically a reset of the world. The one thing that is absolutely a fact, they love chaos. Chaos, the opposite of cosmos, the opposite of order. They love destruction and violence and hatred, and they want everything to go wrong. They flower, they grow, they magically come to life whenever there's any discussion, whenever there's anything to do with chaos. Chaos is their lifeblood. Chaos is what makes them who they are. Chaos is everything to them. I'm going to explain this. And it's so easy. It doesn't apply just to this, but virtually everything else. But first, I want to thank you for following me and us in this noble venture. I appreciate the fact that you're with us. I try to give you a unique look at what I think the world is, devoid and absent, needless profanity, vile coprolalia, and the like. Just insightful, poignant, targeted thought. Now, in the meantime, if you could, you know the drill. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell so you're notified always of new videos and the like. And please honor and patronize and frequent our wonderful sponsor at mypillow.com. mypillow.com/Lionel or mypillow.com promo code Lionel, and you get a free gift and more savings, more beneficial deals than you could possibly ever imagine. Okay? So do yourself a favor, do yourself a wonderful favor. Do it right now as we speak. I'm asking you to go to mypillow.com, promo code Lionel, and buy everything they have. I know it's expensive, but think about it this way. You'll be helping us, and that's all that matters. Now, the Hegelian dialectic. Oh, we in the biz, those of us who have been called conspirators, have looked at this for so long. It deals with the notion of thesis, antithesis, and synthesis. And rather than go through that, well, people really know it as problem, reaction, solution. And whenever there's any situation that you either exploit or cause directly, people will react to it loudly, vociferously. They will howl in disgust and anger. But they also will result in you or them telling the government in particular, or those whoever's in charge, do something about this. Make it stop, address this, correct it, fix it. And that's where the fun comes in. Okay. We have a solution. Problem, reaction, solution. Here's the solution. And that could be anything you want. For example, this particular case, you have a young man who's shot. You could deal with the notion of foreign treatment, police excesses, a lack of police, a lack of border or foreign dealings, just a veritable, seemingly endless cacophony of things that you can do. Absolutely. Whatever you want, name it. You want more police? We'll restore this to order. We'll restore Paris to order, but you've got to understand something. We might take away some of your rights. We may be a tad draconian. We may be a little bit excessive. We'll fix this for you, but you might not like where we are going. You might not like what we see. Okay, fine. Okay. But we'll fix it. That we'll guarantee you. We will fix this. Any problems? No. Good. And that's when I get the most scared. Macron is a puppet. He's a child. He is the darling of the globalist WEF ghouls. In 2018, he had the yellow vest. Remember that? Whatever happened to those folks? They love these momentary reactions, and then they kind of go away later somewhere down the line. They just kind of go away. Do you see how that works? Yes. And then what's important also is, as things increase, as problems become worse and become more and more of a problem, what happens then is something even more interesting. And what that is that anything that you can imagine that will go wrong will go wrong. Because you see, right now there is a move to completely destabilize the world. This wonderful place. There can never be change. There can never be draconian lockdowns. There can never be the removal of basic fundamental rights, of basic fundamental liberty, basic fundamental laws as far as privacy. We can't get rid of all of this. We can't get rid of all of this if, and this is important, we can't get rid of this if we allow there to be this, what's the word? If we allow there to be this sense of trust that you have. You see, you have to be scared. You have to be willing to turn everything over to these people, up to and including central bank digital currency, social credit scores, surveillance that you cannot believe, up to and including RFID chips, actual transhumanistic implantation of monitoring devices. Oh, we're not even done yet. All forms of biometric and biomedical tyranny, either through pandemic address, social disease. You don't need a pandemic to bring things about. You don't need any of this. I mean, you have, and I don't have to go into detail, but you've seen where that goes. Because wherever there's a problem, whenever you're upset, whenever you're angry, what actually happens more than anything else is the habituation on your part, getting used to it, getting conditioned, being able to say, okay, more riots, more control, more loss of autonomy, more loss of individual freedom. That's what this is about. Because ultimately, through every conceivable form, whether it's Agenda 21, Agenda 2030, ESG programs, WEF, WHO, Human Rights Campaign with their corporate equity indices, the Dylan Mulvaney dystopian world of whatever, to strange laws like trying to ban pizza in New York because of ovens. Name the situation. And what we're seeing right now is something which is so unbelievably frightening. It's frightening. And it hasn't registered for many people because they just see things as a trifle, like, just leave me alone, make this go away, handle this, do this, just no. They're hoping you're not paying attention. What you're going to be seeing in the next 5 years, earlier than that, but I'll make it simple. 5 years will blow your mind. And all over the world, you're going to see conflagrations and riots in the form of individual riots like this, or in the form of other things. For example, here's one for you. What about something that deals with this idea of just a loss of a sense of individual freedom and liberty and connectedness. I know that sounds very, very lofty, but you're just going to sit back and watch this cavalcade of horrors before your very eyes, and you're going to say to yourself, my God, what do I do now? What do I do next? What do I do? That is precisely what's going to happen. That is precisely what's going to happen. My dear friend, get ready. I'm not saying this just to be provocative. I'm not saying this to be like one of these people in the YouTube channels who's always portending doom, always being negatively vatic and the like. I'm telling you to get ready for something that is going to absolutely blow your mind. That's exactly what we're seeing here. True. Absolutely true. Incredible. All right, dear friends. Thank you. Thank you for this. I'd like to hear what you have to think about this. Because get ready. There's more of this. I didn't mention weather. I didn't mention volcanoes and earthquakes. And oh, by the way, that's not controlled by anybody, right? Right? Of course not. We'll talk about that later. All right. Do me a favor, please. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell so you're notified of live streams and new videos. Please frequent and support our sponsor, mypillow.com, promo code Lionel, and comment now. Comment as you see fit.